true to the fam. In the booth, you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter, got the studio time. OMG, stay true to the fam. In the booth, you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter, got the studio.
Good afternoon, good morning, whatever, evening, wherever you are. This is That's Your Opinion, Not Mine. I'm Chris. Tez is floating about, keeping an eye on things, making things run smoothly. We've got a little bit of a different setup, and we've got a special guest, Danny. Danny, how you doing, bruv?
Yeah,
thanks for you're a great friend of the show. You've been on a few times now. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great at the moment.
Yeah, you've had an eventful morning, yeah?
Yeah, you could say that, as always. When don't I have an eventful day? You know what I mean?
Before we start, I just want to congratulate you on the birth of your baby boy, because last time we was in,
pregnant.
Yeah, and now it's all
here.
The magic of media.
All
boom,
of a sudden.
we're just here.
Yeah.
How's life treating you?
Yeah,
How's the little one?
Yeah, he's great at the moment. He's 2 months old now, or just over 2 months old now. And mummy's boy.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
That's all right, you've still got time.
Yeah, still got time, but I still got my girl as well. She's a daddy's girl, so
there you go.
I've got that, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, he's doing great. He's healthy as anything. I couldn't ask for better.
Oh, that's fantastic, mate. Let's get started, you know. There's a clue on your T-shirt. You've had a name change, an artistic name change.
Yeah,
Can you tell me why and what's the meaning behind it?
There's a couple of reasons. First off was I wanted, I got into like, a lot of mental health problems, as I said in the last podcast that we did. I was sitting there in my studio, my home studio, and I was thinking I wanted to be separated. So Danny Rhym3z before, it was Danny, you know what I mean? So everyone called me Danny, and it kind of, I was stuck in Danny Rhym3z mode, but I needed to get to a point where I wanted to shut off from music and be Danny, and then be someone else when it comes to music. Not someone else like a different character, but a different name. So this is this is the art of Poetic Justice. This is Danny, goes to work, comes home, sees his kids, and there's a switch off point.
I hear that.
Before, I never had a switch off. I was Danny in music, and that's all. I didn't care about anything else. For two is the past, so who I worked with for so many years, kind of did a wrong one, stabbed me in the back, I wanted to get rid of it. I thought getting rid of Danny Rhym3z would get rid of all of that.
Did it?
Yeah, I feel like a complete... It's weird because you think, it's just a name change, you're still that same person, but I don't feel like that. You know, I feel like it's different. There's a massive change, it's positive. I'm kind of just, you know, retired Danny Rhym3z, and I've given birth to...
It's like a rebirth, yeah.
Yeah, it's a rebirth. That's what it feels like to me.
You seem so much better within yourself. It's like, I think I interviewed before you, it's okay, there was nothing wrong with you, it's absolutely fine, but I could feel a sense of anxiety.
Yeah.
You seem much more relaxed and calm.
It's acceptance.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
I've actually accepted, because before, I'd blame the world and this and that, but, you know, like, I'm self-reflecting now, and I've accepted that I've done wrong in life myself, but I've now accepted, which was hard, is that there's wrong been done to me, you know what I mean? So, you know, I needed to accept that. My boss at work actually helped me. A few weeks back, I was working with him. We went out in the van together and we spoke about life and my past. And one thing I couldn't accept was people judging me, like people calling me a monster and stuff like that. And he said, yeah, but your closest ones know who you are. That's all you should care about. Don't worry about what other people think because they've heard this from another person and what you did. They know who you are. They know what happened. That is all that matters. And that's when I was like a relief, just a weight off my shoulders gone.
And always remember, you know, I always remember this.
Yeah.
No one is going to judge us as much as we judge ourselves.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and that's great because, you know, we can't let the outside influences infiltrate the inner self, you know, because then it gets colluded and corrupted, and then it has an impact on our mental well-being. I want to keep on that mental health, because you're a great advocate for mental health. Like, speaking of, all right, let's just go, we'll put that on the burner for a minute. Poetic Justice. Now, I just want to focus on that for a second. What is the meaning behind that? How did you come up with that name? And you've got the free in between. I'm glad you didn't use a pound sign, by the way.
No, I don't care.
Good. No, that was a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the free in the middle is Poetic Justice. It's good. How did you come up with that?
The free is actually like, I'm free now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the FREE.
Yeah.
That's what the free stands for. So I'm free now of what was happening in the past. Poetic Justice is basically, I want every bit of music I do, whether it's, you know, having fun with it or seriousness, it's justice served. I want to say everything with justice, you know, and poetic I'm a poet in a way, you know. Music,
You are, yeah,
it's a
definitely you
rapper.
are.
It's poetry,
Yeah.
you know. So rap and poetry, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what I put in both together. You know, I like being called Just Justice though. Like if I'm on the street, instead of like Poetic Justice, just call me Justice. You know what I mean? Because it's shorter. But yeah, like it's just that's me, Poetic Justice. I want to say everything with justice. There's got to be justice to everything that I say.
Meaning,
yeah, and I've got to mean everything I say. You know, and I know I've always meant what I've written.
Yeah.
But I've never said it like I've meant it. You know what I mean?
It seems like it's a growing up process,
Yeah.
a maturity now.
Even though it came from a real place.
Yeah.
I still doubted what I said. So Poetic Justice now gives me that. You know, I fucking mean what I say.
Of
You know
course,
what I
yeah.
mean? So yeah, I'm serious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I was shocked. Like, I didn't realise you was still 27, Danny. I thought you was like at least 30.
Cheers.
Like, and
Thanks
I've
for
known you for a while, and
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying you look old, by the way.
No,
but,
yeah.
you know, I did. I thought you was older, but fair play to you. You know, you've got a whole life ahead of you. And let's talk about mental health. So, you know, mental health is prevalent in all your music, like from the past up till now.
Everything.
You know, how do you deal with your mental health moving forward, and how have you been?
Again, it's acceptance. You know what I mean? I've had to accept what happened. Like I said before, is what I've done. I've got to accept what I've done and move on from that. I've done that. You can't change it. Just get on with your life and do better in the future. I look forward instead of back. And yeah, man, I still have my anxiety attacks. I had one last week. They're becoming less frequent than what they were. But you know, I just got to chill. I get my dog out. Portia helped me the other day actually. So it was really weird. I come back from work. I felt a pain in my leg. So this is what your brain does to you. My partner had a blood clot in her leg out of nowhere, still young, random. She was 22 when she had it. And for some reason, I've got a lot of fear inside. So I felt pain in my leg. Of course, I've been to work. I do heavy lifting. I thought blood clot. My brain went into overdrive, dizzy, panic attack, everything. My dog come up to me and I hugged her. I was fine. So I just deal with it like, you know, I just got to take my mind off it and deal with it, like accept it, instead of just going full on, make the panic attack a lot worse, call an ambulance, waste of time. They get there and I'm all right again, you know, stuff like that. So I just got to ride it, face it.
Yeah.
That's what I've learnt now, is face it. For panic attack, can't invite it in. Just invite it. Come on in. What's the worst you can do?
You're not going to die, are you?
No.
Although we feel sometimes we are. But
my panic attacks, like I'm sure loads of other people can relate.
Sure.
Who suffers with them, you feel like heart attack.
Yeah.
Feel, you know what I mean? Like it's you think the worst. You think, oh, this is it. This is how I'm going out. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's not. You just got to invite it in and face it.
But it's good to raise the awareness and that, and that's what it's all about. Because
I'll
it can
carry
help
on
someone.
doing it till I am dead.
Absolutely,
You know
and it can help someone else. You know, and
exactly.
that's the main thing. You know, to have some substance behind it. No, thanks for that. Speaking about that,
Yeah.
and it's not easy sometimes opening up about mental health, like we're discussing off air. But yeah,
You
fair
feel
play
like
to
you're
you.
the only one
Of course.
that goes through it, even though there's millions. But when you're going through it, I've spoke to people about it, and because they don't go through that, they can't relate.
Of course.
So you feel like, oh, it's just me. Like, I am dying then, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people out there that, you know, that are going through the same thing, and you just got to kind of find them and relate to them, I guess, and you know, support each other.
And you can use your music to raise awareness and be a positive influence around that, which is
That's the
always
best way
a good
for
thing.
me.
Absolutely. Music coming up. Let's speak about your mixtape, because you know, it was a bit convoluted when I spoke to you because I wasn't sure. So you said something about mixtape, and there's one tune, None of Your Business, produced by Reason UK. The tune is very like raw and aggressive in a good way. It's like I've heard your music before, and it's but this one was especially like raw. This one. Tell me a bit about that. Where did it...
Basically, None of My Business, None of Your Business is actually so I hate saying it failed, because it didn't. It's a great track and it's raw, like you said. It didn't make the album, or the mixtape, shall I say. It didn't make the mixtape, but it was still good enough to put out and give you that. It was actually because my mixtape is every track connects. None of Your Business didn't actually connect, but I wrote it, I recorded it for the mixtape, but when I listened through, it just took it away a little bit, because I was pissed off that day that I wrote it. None of your business, people getting involved in your business, they want to know everything, what you're doing, they come for you, or they go to other people. How it is aimed at someone, I don't want to say the name, it's aimed at someone that's, we have a connection in the past, a lot of bad stuff, but they go through other people they want to know if you're doing bad, and this other person said he's doing really good at the moment, he's doing this, he's doing that, and it's pissed them off. Basically, they want to see me. They don't want to hear the positive. They want to hear the negative. So I sat down and wrote, "It's none of your business what I'm doing in my life." They, you know, and then talking about, you know, if you become popular, they'll jump on you.
Of course.
And stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what none of your business was about. It's just like, keep out of my personal life. It's none of your business. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I'm doing my thing. I'm doing everything that I can for me and my children, my family. You know, stay out of it. And you're not a good egg to me, so, you know, I don't need you in my life. Just stay out of it. Stay out of my business.
Don't need negative influences around you, do you, Danny?
Nah, I don't need none of that. I'm
ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I mean? So I keep all that shit away from me. You know.
That's good. That's very positive, Danny, and fair play to you, mate.
And shout out to Rhys3z UK, actually. He's a great producer. I've never met him.
Really?
We spoke on the phone. We've texting every single day. He's the one he's produced every beat on that mixtape. It was weird because he come to me on Twitter. He went, "Oh, I've got a challenge for you. No rapper can do this. Like they've all got scared from this challenging beat." It was like, it's not on like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It was like, not everyone's struggling to rap to it. Can I send you it? Like, and I was like, yeah, go for it. 2 days, bang, here's the track. And now that's on the mixtape. Fucking great track. And then from there on, he sent me 200 beats.
Wow.
And that's what I've picked out.
And you need people like that, you know what I mean?
Oh, he's great. I've never met him, but he's awesome. He understands me. He's in the same style of hip hop. He loves the same old school vibe and stuff like that. And meaningful lyrics, humble. And yeah, he's a great guy, man. I'm sending him a shirt, actually. We spoke earlier. So,
we'll speak about that. We'll get onto that.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the modern rap game, the youngster or the younger generation. Although you're young yourself, but I think you'll know where I'm coming up with this question.
Yeah.
So the modern rap game, the younger generation coming through, how does it compare to the old school? Because
You don't compare.
no, I know, but there's a lot of Johnny Come Latelys, and some of the rap and hip hop that comes out now by little bums or little, you know, toothpick or whatever you want to say.
See what?
It's
Yeah.
what's your like?
So I respect the grind. If they're earning their money, so be it. I can't really doubt them for that. But the music itself, in general, is bullshit because you're not saying nothing. You're just talking shit. Basically, you'll think you're road and all that, and it's actually affecting. It's dumbed down the younger generation now. So like when I know I'm 27, but even I found old school hip hop and the real messages and like, you know, the early Eminems and you know, and stuff like that, and Rakim, going further back, Rakim and then Big Daddy Kane, and I'm going backwards. Whereas this like modern music it's not generating any positive to me anyway. And yeah, man, and you know, I've had people trying to change me as well, like, you know, former people that ain't in my life anymore tried getting me to do that kind of stuff, and I said, that's not, you'll never, I'd rather quit and retire than ever do any of that shit. To me, you're just not saying nothing. It's not relatable to me. You know, I don't go out into alleyways and wet people up. You know what I mean? I don't do none of that. So why would I talk about that?
Exactly. Like I always say, everyone's rapping about Range Rovers and that when they ain't even got a driving license. But fair play to them.
Yeah.
And but you know, it is what it is, and there's no substance. And it seems to be all beef. It's like everyone's beefing with everyone. It's like,
and they
why?
grass each other up. They grass themselves up now in music. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. No, why would you do that anyway? You're going onto like platform where millions of people go on and view your music, and you're grassing yourself up for something because you're talking. You know, you think you're big and you think you're hard. Like, how is going around doing any harm to anyone positive? Like how is that? That's not. Like a gangster to me, a real gangster to me, is supporting your family.
That's right.
That's gangster. Going out and hurting someone else's child, or you know, that's
being
fucking.
a coward.
You're a fool. You're a coward. You're a pussy, basically. And
of course.
that's my way of seeing things.
You have to handle your business, isn't it? That's what it's
I'd
all
rather
about.
go to work and work a 9 to 5 and get my wage at the end of the week and take my family out.
For real.
Yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? Like that's what I prefer, and that's what I want to hear. I want people to be doing that. The world we live in now is crazy. It's fucked up. I wish I was raised in like the 60s, maybe 60s, 70s. It seemed more fun and you know what I mean, more love, no social media.
Yeah. It was. I grew up with no social media, no internet. It was great.
I bet it's great. Yeah,
We got scabs all over us, bloody knees. We
exactly.
played run-outs. We was on the estate.
Everyone gets
on our
offended
bikes.
these days by everything.
Oh,
Like,
listen,
you
we
can
could do
identify as a microwave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look, we could do a
Don't get me
whole
started.
new show
Yeah.
about that, but we're not going to. But anyway, moving on before we get into trouble, because we sure can get into trouble pretty quickly, especially on this platform. But say no more. I just want to ask you: have you seen a documentary on Netflix called Defiant Ones?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think of that documentary?
Love it. I watched it all in like
One sitting. Yeah, me too. Great documentary. Yeah,
I stayed up for it. My missus went to bed, and I just sat downstairs, watched the whole thing. You know what I mean? I was waiting for Eminem to come on mainly. That ain't mine, is it?
No.
That ain't mine.
Yeah, so the Defiant Ones. So what was you saying, mate? Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
You was waiting up for.
Yeah, I was waiting for Eminem mainly because you know, I was heavily influenced. I'm not so much now. I'm still a fan. I still listen to everything he brings out. But yeah, I was waiting for him because he's always knowledgeable. He respects the people that came before him. I'm the same. You know, he respects, you know, the craft, the lyricism, the playing with words. He's a nerd when it comes to it, and I am the same. So I will listen and take in knowledge from people like him. You know, it's not about the music anymore. Like, would you prefer old Eminem or new Eminem? I like Eminem as a person, and you know, as an artist, and what he respects more than, you know, what he gets out of it, or the way he raps now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So yeah, Defiant Ones taught me a lot.
It's a great. If you ain't seen that documentary, a friend told me about it, and he kept on and on at me because he knows what I do. He said, "Chris, watch the Defiant Ones." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh." I said, "Yeah, I'll watch it. Whatever." This is when it first came out.
Yeah. There's
and I was
another one
like,
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Doc.
Oh,
Eminem
good.
was in that as well. That's about a rapper called the Doc, like an old school rapper as well.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about, and yeah, I'm going to watch that. But if you ain't seen it, go and watch it. It's worth a watch. The Defiant Ones on Netflix. It's a limited series, so it might not be on there all the time. So if you get a chance to watch it, watch it. It's powerful. Okay, let's talk about your clothing range, Dope Boy Justice Edition. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, well, I needed some merch. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, Dope Boy is what that's going to be my company. Like, it's not just merch, it's going to be a label. Like, because I'm at that point in life where I don't want to be signed at all by any higher up label. I want my own. I want to run my own. I feel like I've always been some sort of leader. Yeah. So I wanted to start the creation with my clothing. I got the snaps because that's my favourite thing to wear. I love summer just because the snaps come out. Whereas winter, I've all got the beanies. You know what I mean? So, and I love hats. I've loved hats ever since I was a kid. So I started with them. And bring the snaps out, which is like the one I've got on now. It's got Justice on the front. And then I wanted to go with the shirts, which these are the first ones. But
they're good quality material, that is.
They're all right, yeah. This one, I actually got one that didn't work out. It came back, it was like peeling off and all that shit. So I've had to go back to the drawing board. And this is what I want to tell people is that, like, don't be embarrassed by failure. Yeah. Embrace your failures. You know what I mean? And you go back to the drawing board and go, right, that didn't work out, but I'm not going to wait for the all good quality and then show that off. I'm going to show it from start to finish. So this is your first level of what you get from me. It's going to go up a level. I want to show you everything. So you get the start and you get the finish. So it inspires people not to be embarrassed by, you know, something that goes wrong. Of course. And that's, you know, and people, you know, they're ordering already. You know what I mean? They've come to me, I want this, want that, want that. So I'm putting the orders in and I'll get it straight to their address. And I'll do the same when I go back into shows, which I'll talk about in a minute because I started rejecting all the shows as well that I was getting offered for reasons. But yeah, it's going to be the same. So I'll be doing, you know, and I'll be selling it with albums. I'll be doing games. So on social media, I'll be playing with the fans. You know, if you get this right, I already started yesterday. I don't know if you saw the story go up, what's my favourite colour? One person got it right at the moment. And they get.
So you're not going to reveal it?
Huh?
What is your favourite colour?
Red.
Okay, well, I could have guessed that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
one person's got it because I wanted one person to get it. I was worried that everyone was going to get it right. But the first person to get it right will get a free hat and a free shirt. Nice. So, yeah, but one person, the first person, actually two people got it right, but one knows. One of them knew already because they're close friends of mine, so they don't count. You don't count, I'm sorry. But the first person I don't know personally, they've got it right. So they'll have a hat and a shirt. Nice. So, but I'll be playing games like that through everything that I do. So if you ever see a question go up, answer it.
And don't contact me for the answer because I don't know the answers.
No, yeah.
So moving forward, what's going on? You just spoke about performances and not doing performances or whatever in shows. So if you want to talk about that and moving forward, what's next for Poetic Justice?
Well, the mixtapes first. I've been really busy though because people think I'm quiet at the moment because I'm working on a mixtape. I've actually written 3 albums. I've written the mixtape and 3 albums, so 4 projects I've been writing. So it's not just the mixtape that I'm working on, it's actually the next 3 albums. I want 3 albums by the time I'm 29, so I've got 2 years. My mixtape is out 30th of September. That's my birthday, my 28th birthday. And then you have 3 music videos coming out with it, and then I'll be straight onto the album and doing shows, but I'm not doing shows until after the mixtape is released. I won't accept any shows.
Why is that? Why don't you just...
Because I want to perform them.
Okay.
I want people to know the mixtape, they'll cop the mixtape, they'll listen to the mixtape, they'll learn the words, and then I will perform them songs.
Have you been offered shows already?
I've been
so
offered
far?
loads.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Another thing is that I'm done doing free shows. I will not do free shows now. I want to be paid.
That's right, I know.
Yeah, I want to be worth something. I don't want to keep going and do free shows. I'm not gaining anything. In my area, you know what I mean? I've had loads of shows. I get shows every week in my area, but they're always free with 100 other MCs and stuff like that. And like, I respect all the other MCs,
Yeah,
obviously,
absolutely.
but I want my own shows. I want to be like, you know, I want to pick who supports me or pick who performs, but I want to be like the headline and stuff like that. And I want
If
to be
you
paid
need
for my
anyone
time.
to do the interviews and the videography for your shows,
Oh yeah, of course.
all you have to do is ask.
You're
and we'll
both
be
more
there.
than welcome. So yeah, it's the same with the leader thing. So I'm taking lead. I'm taking hold of my own career now. I'm not letting anyone tell me you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to show here. You're not getting paid though. You know what I mean? Like, and the same with collaborations with other artists. Don't ask me to collaborate. Oh, if I want to collaborate, I'll come to you and ask you, and it's up to you whether you want to do it or not.
That's the way forward, mate.
Yeah, I'm just taking.
You have to
I'm
respect
taking the
that.
lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with the label. Once that goes off, you know what I mean. I'll sign my own artist. I'll work with my own artists and help them. You know what I mean? Get to a point wherever they want to go, I'll be there to support them.
Well, we're coming to the end, the closing of the interview. Is there anything else you want to mention, or anything you want to highlight before we close?
I think I'm all right, to be fair. You know, I'm all good. I'm just excited for the future, and I hope everyone else is. And yeah, if anyone's got any issues or, you know, mental health, anything like that, don't be afraid to message me. You'll find me on social medias, Facebook, even on YouTube. Comment, I'll reply, and you can, if you want to open up, you know, we can exchange numbers, or I'll give you my Facebook, Twitter accounts, and come and talk to me, and you know, I'll support you.
Nice one, Danny. But I appreciate you coming down once again, Danny.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thank you for having me.
No, you're more than welcome.
Thank you both.
That's all right, and I'm sure this won't be the last. And then I'm sure we'll be definitely following your journey, Danny, as you proceed to go forward and further and further in your career, brother. Nice one.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for coming down.
Don't forget 30th of September, Train of Thought, and we'll be out.
And all the links in the description, what we've discussed will be in the description. So until next time, we don't know what's happening from one week to the next on this show, but I'm sure something will pop up and surprise us. I'm sure Tez will bring something mad. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.
Peace out from me.
And Tez is saying, waving rigorously in the background. And it's a bye from her. See you later, everyone.
True to the fam, in the booth you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter got the studio time. OMG, stay true to the fam. In the booth you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter got the studio